knitting in the meantime, and I can't remember what chapter it is. I think it's either 8 or 9. This is how invested I am. Wait, I'm checking. I'm checking. It is 9. Haha! Chapter 9. Yay! Okay. I should do an intro. Welcome to Knitting in the Meantime, Chapter 9. I am Chris, also known as Chris King Notary on Instagram. And here I tell you ridiculous stories of my life because a lot of ridiculous things happen, and some of them are funny and some of them are not. Most of them are funny. I like to think that most of them are funny. Just because I think they're funny doesn't mean everybody else thinks they're funny. We had really, like a really dense fog yesterday. It was like 96% humidity. And I was taking the kids to school, and by the time I finished taking kids to school, when I came back, I was like, I had a runny nose. I had a sinus headache, and yeah, that post nasal drip is making me cough and stuff. But I'm not really sick. It's just the humidity. It's just messing with me. It did, however, kind of started triggering my asthma, and I had to have a breathing treatment. So if I start coughing, like, don't freak out. Technically, I'm not sick. So yeah, how are you? How you been? It's been like a hot minute since we talked. I know. Yeah. The little shit show that is my life, and I do apologize for cursing. Um, the chaos didn't end until like Monday. I know. But everybody's calmed down, and I think everybody's just like, I don't know if it's just the season or what, but everybody was just all over the place and whatnot, and it just became a thing, and we were all like in bad moods, and just it didn't it just kept going. And then on Monday it stopped. It seems like Monday was the day where everybody was just like calm, and we got back into routine, and everything seems to be going okay, minus me having to give myself a breathing treatment this morning, obviously, but that can't be helped. Other than that, oh my god, I okay. On Friday, we went to a grocery store, and we decided to go to it's like a Walmart supercenter. Normally we go to those neighborhood markets. Yeah, normally we go to that one, but this time around we went to the supercenter that's like by the mall here in Sanford. Now, it's the holiday season. I'm doing a PSA right now. lock your vehicles when you go to the mall or when you go to any store. Even if you're just running in to get one thing and you're gonna run out, lock your vehicles. Here's the explanation why. So we went to the grocery store, got some groceries. It's like everybody is like, oh, I'm knitting on the reindeer sweater. I put it down for a week because my brain was not able to deal with it, so I picked it up this week. So yeah, so we went, we're getting ready to leave. We're walking to my van, and I noticed that there's a person in my van, and I'm like I didn't know what to do, and Jerry was with me, obviously. So of course we're sitting there, and I had to take off my glasses. I can't knit with glasses on. I'm not supposed to. Um. So yeah. So we're walking towards the van. This lady is in our van. Now she is throwing all kinds of things all over the place. And this particular moment, I'm thinking to myself that I have a project bag in the van that it has a pair of socks that I'm knitting for Willow. I have like sock whips everywhere. So anyways, so I'm looking at this lady like, oh my god, like what is she doing? And you can tell it's a lady. She has a ponytail, and you can see that she has bangs. Her bangs are done. Obviously, a lady. Um, and I look at Jerry and I go like, "There's a person in the van," and he goes like, "What?" So he looks, and I'm like, "Should I just call the police?" Because I had already pulled my cell phone out, and I'm not a disrespectful person or anything. It's like I live in Sanford, Florida, and if you don't know what Sanford, Florida is, just Google Trayvon Martin. Okay, that's the town I live in. So, anyways, this lady, I couldn't really see what she looked like. I could only see a silhouette. So Jerry goes like, "Well, I don't want to spook her because again, you don't know what kind of person this is." But I could see her, she's throwing things everywhere. And you can tell she's mad by the way she's throwing things everywhere. It's like, okay. So Jerry goes up to the van, opens the door. I stayed a little bit behind because, you know, there's no reason for both of us to get hurt in this process. Um, I'm not chicken shit or anything, but I was just like, okay, I've seen this movie. I know how it ends. And he talks to her, and she gets out of the van. She explains that, oh my god, I used my clicker to unlock the van and it unlocked your van. And I was like, okay. So she's like she had all her stuff, like all the stuff that she had bought in our van. So she's like, I am so sorry and whatever. And I look over. Her van is exactly like mine. Same make, same model, same color. So this was like a case of mistaken identity, vehicle edition. But oh my god. And of course, she's walking out of the van and getting her stuff, and Jerry was helping her, you know. It's not like we were gonna be disrespectful. I mean, that stuff happens, right? So, of course, here comes the. I see her walking to the van, and I have this. I don't know what they're called. It's like a thing that you can put on the vent where you could put your cell phone on. You know what I'm talking about, right? I hope you know what I'm talking about because I don't know what it's called. Anyways, so I have one of those that Jerry gave me like a while back, and sometimes I use it, and sometimes I don't because honestly, I'm never really um in such a need unless I have to use the GPS to get somewhere. I really don't use it. So, anyways, so she's in her van, and Jerry's helping her put her stuff in her van, and I noticed that she has my cell phone thing in her hand, and I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her, and I have my phone like this. Like, I'm not calling 911 or anything. I'm not calling the police or anything. But I had the phone in my hand because, yeah, there was a person in my van. So, yeah. And she ended up going her way. She was on her way after a while and whatever. And I literally, like, the whole thing was so ridiculous. I just literally just stood there and I was trying not to laugh because we had had such a bad week and this was just like, what? It was hilarious, honestly. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life. And to this day, every time I think about it, it makes me laugh. There's a fly in here or something, like a gnat, maybe. I see it flying around. It's driving me nuts. But yeah. So make sure that you lock your cars. It's the holiday season, and you never know. Oh, and this lady was an older lady, which is the reason I didn't call the police because I didn't think that she meant any harm or anything like that. And our van, literally, they're twins, so it wasn't anything major or anything. But honestly, it was just like the funniest thing in the world. Jerry was just like after that, he was just like he didn't really care. He was just you know he didn't care. But me, I every time I think about it, I start laughing. So I think it's hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. Just the look on my face, I'm pretty sure it was hilarious. And then after like a couple of days, we actually got to like sit down and we realized that the kids are coming down, everybody's coming down from this bad week. We were able to laugh about it. Just like I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the rest of the tape that we bought for wrapping presents and stuff. I told them, I was just like, I'm just gonna throw it in Willow's stocking because she likes tape. She's always stealing tape from my mom, and yeah, she likes to make collages. Yeah, so she uses tape. It normally she'll use glue, but if we're out of glue, she'll use tape. So I'm pretty sure if we're out of glue right now, she'll be trying to steal that tape. It's just hilarious. But yeah, I seriously I had such a fun time just laughing. Last week was a little ridiculous. And this week, I was just like, you know what? I'm stressing out over all kinds of things. And that was part of my problem last week. I'm stressing out over all these things that I need to get done before Christmas Day, and that there really isn't any way that I could just do them. I was just like, I don't, at this point, I am not motivated to do them. I do not care. I know what the priorities are. Like, for example, every year we do the Great Cookie-thon, which means that that is the day that me and the kids just sit there and bake cookies. And it's not just baking cookies, we're baking a lot of cookies. Um, so that is happening, and in reality, the only thing about that is that one day it's like a 2 day thing. One day you make the cookie dough, you let it sit. It has to set overnight, and then the next day you can roll it out and um, use the cookie cutters and bake them and decorate and all of that. But if you have a sugar cookie recipe that you use and you always run out because you're using super big cookie cutters, I got you. I got a suggestion right here that's gonna help you. Get one half pint size mason jar. There we go. Half pint mason jar. They come, make sure it's the regular mouth one. And I'm going to tell you why. You actually get like the recipe that we use for our sugar cookies, which me and Jerry worked on it together. Um, you can get 30 or 36 cookies using um like any regular cookie cutter. 36. But if you use the half pint regular mouth mason jar to cut your cookies, you can actually get about 48 cookies. And you think, does it matter that I get 12 cookies more? Trust me, it does. Because, well, to us it does, because we actually give those cookies to family members and friends and things like that. Um, so yeah, you get a bigger amount of cookies, and they're because they're smaller, you can bake more in a cookie sheet. So if you haven't tried that, you should. Yes, they're smaller cookies, but let's face it, they're sugar cookies. You're gonna eat a bunch of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter what size they are. Just saying. But yeah, I've been watching Vlogmas, a lot of Vlogmas. And this week I started watching Lord of the Rings movies. I'm trying to see if they have like the Hobbit movies, because I know that we had a couple of them that we bought on the PlayStation, and I don't know why I felt like watching them. To be honest, it's not something that I thought about too much. It was just like, hey, I need something to watch that I know what happens, and I don't need to really have a whole lot of, I don't have to pay attention to it and Whereas if I'm watching something like a documentary, like a true crime documentary, I'm often putting my projects down for that. But yeah, I think the one that I did, the Vlogmas that there's actually a couple of them that I'm really enjoying. Number one, Sally's backyard. I love Sally. She's awesome. Um, but hers, I don't know if it's just that she's so chill that that's the reason why I enjoy them. I find them very relaxing. So yeah, I like that one. I like um which one? It was like an idiot. I have my phone right here and tell you which ones I enjoyed the most. That's not what I wanted. Thank you. Really? Such a great time. Such a great time. Um, Novelty knitting, and that's with Emma. I like that one. I like her dogs. I used to have a dog that looked like hers when I was growing up. So mine was like grayish, and her dogs are white, and I just I love I I really do love that one. I'm watching also um, Crafty Kristen. It's Kristen from um, We Share Needles, and Made by Maddie, which is obviously Maddie from We Share Needles. I like seeing those because you could tell like the difference from when they do like their relationship when they're together and how different they are, which I I don't know. Maybe it's just because I had to really pay close attention to um, Willow's behavior when she loses her speech. I have to really pay attention to like her body language and whatever. So I enjoy watching people in their own element. I don't know. Plus they're doing this like advent project or whatever, and I guess it starts with the sleeves, and I am very intrigued. I'm very intrigued because I have a lot of minis. I have a small obsession with minis from my friend Annette Bergensen. She's a busy life on Etsy, and she's got such beautiful like colors and stuff. They're kind of like the stuff that you find in nature, but the colors are so awesome. So I have a lot of her minis. I can very easily say that there's probably like more than 50 of her minis in this house in various places. Don't judge me. I really like them. But I was watching that project that they're doing, and I thought to myself, that is an excellent thing to do with that. I'm either gonna do that or I'm gonna do like a granny square blanket because I can crochet really fast, and granny squares are not very hard to do, and you could just do a couple of them every day, a bunch of them every day, and then just um, sew them together, I guess. What else can I tell you? Oh, there's another Vlogmas. that I'm watching. Obviously, I'm watching Knit All the Yarn um, podcast. She's doing Vlogmas as well. I like I like Lisa. She really does knit socks way too fast. I've never been able to do that, and I just like admiration. Truly admirate. I admire people like that. And yeah, Bat Wolf Girl sits and knits. She's doing it in parts, which I'm actually kind of enjoying because every day I lose track, especially on the weekends. I lose track of Vlogmas because I don't really have that much time, and I'm getting ready to sneeze. No, you're not gonna sneeze. No, you're not gonna sneeze. Nope. I said nope. Nope. I refuse. Thank you for cooperating, Nose. Anyways, uh, not much going on. Everybody's just kind of like I said, coming down from last week's disaster. This week, it's like everybody's a little bit more chill and calmer. Definitely doing what they're supposed to do. There's only like a week. There's not even a week left. I think they start like next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I believe, are early dismissal days, and then the kids go into winter break, which I'm kind of happy about because I always do usually like the following Monday, I think. That's when we'll do the cookie thon. Um, so that way that could, because it takes so long and I'll be baking and it's like put cookies in, let the other ones cool long enough to where they could be decorated if we're gonna decorate them and whatever. It's truly a labor of love. Um, but as far as everything else, we do have um okay. Um, I'm getting boosted on Friday. I just got my reminder. This is what you will experience when you get boosted. I fully expect to have a mushroom over my head that says one up. Um, Not a whole lot going on. I don't know if I'm gonna record next week, mostly because the kids start early dismissal that day, and also because they have like Cora has like a winter recital, and I don't know what Harper has because I really haven't heard anything for Harper. Willow doesn't really have those types of activities, so um, yeah. So like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are gonna be a little bit chaotic. The winter recital is like she's being graded. She's gonna play her clarinet and she's being graded. She asked for a solo and they gave it to her. And I think she said she's doing Last Christmas. I don't know. She broke up with her girlfriend not that long ago, so I think she just kind of feels like this is how she feels. So we use a lot of music to deal with our emotions. But yeah, so we will be really, I get it. Yeah. I gave my aunt her hat. I'm making this a little bit longer, I think. Maybe. Um, I gave my aunt the hat that I was gonna give her. I also made sure to tell her that I had to, and that I had to fix it, perform surgery on it, because for some reason, I guess when I cinched the top, I didn't do it like it wasn't secured, and it came apart, and I had to perform plastic surgery on it, put a large pompon on it, and thankfully, I was able to fix it. Gave it to her yesterday. It fit. It looked good on her too. So I was like, well, great. Awesome. One less thing to worry about. We're probably gonna take the kids on Friday to go see Christmas lights. We haven't done that yet. Jerry's off this weekend, so there's. I just figured that we might as well get it done now, so we don't have to do it later. And he's been playing with his table saw and all his um, tools and stuff, and kind of getting into understanding and seeing how it works and whatnot. And hopefully, hopefully, this will definitely help him, because everybody needs to have their own thing. I say it all the time. You need your thing, a thing that you just do for yourself, something that brings you joy, that you're constantly learning and experiencing and whatnot, but also something that that it's individual to you. It's not like he's gonna sit there and learn to knit. Might as well be a manly thing. But other than that, let me show you where I'm at. Okay, so this is where we were at before um, last time. Really, man? So this is where I was last time I worked on it, and this is all I've done yesterday and today. Started working on it yesterday. I gotta measure. I keep having to measure because me and Jerry are very short, so I have to constantly put it on him and measure, make sure that I know how many inches I have to go before I have to do the ribbing and do the. Obviously, I have at least 10 inches to go, so I'm just trying to work on it on and off. Uh, yeah, that's about it. I guess I'll see you guys next week. I don't know when next week. I might do it instead of Wednesday. I might do it maybe Tuesday. I I don't know. It's not gonna be like. It's probably not gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It's probably gonna be either Monday or Tuesday, because the kids are gonna come home early. They actually show up 2 hours earlier. So early dismissal means not like on Wednesdays where they show up an hour early. They literally show up 2 hours earlier. So you can't really do anything. It's like it literally cuts your day in half. Um, but I'm thinking Monday or Tuesday. I'll try to upload. And if I don't, I'll try to like do something. Anyways, before I forget, shout out to Coffee Bean Knits on Instagram. That's Joanna from Chameleon Yarns. Um, Sending you good healing vibes. I know you haven't been feeling well, so I just figured I'd give you a shout out towards the end of the episode, video, chapter. Yeah. Anyways, don't forget that I love you and that I appreciate you. And don't forget to tell your loved ones that you love them and that you appreciate them. Because remember, life is fragile. And at least if you tell them all the time, then at least they know. Okay? I will see you hopefully next week.